having explored the many different techniques of pattern theory, you've now created a fabulous stash of beautiful fabrics that are totally unique, that do not exist anywhere in the world. Now the question is, what are you going to do with these pieces of fabric? Well, something that every woman always can never have too many of is bags. And you can see from this space-dyed piece of fabric, we've block printed the purple over in rows, and that really works well. Have a look at that, Rebecca, and have a see what you think. So you can create a number of different types of bags. Have a look at this one as well, Fazia.
I do have to say, I have particularly enjoyed the freestyle technique because there's no hard and fast rules, and literally every piece you do is totally original.
Have you any ideas what you're going to do with your piece of fabric? Have to think about that one, won't you?
Maybe perhaps make it into an apron.
Would be lovely. Well, another thing that we love to do are teacosies. Teacosies lend themselves so beautifully to block printing. Have a closer look at that and see if you can identify which particular block printing technique we use for what. I mean, obviously, Lucy, can you identify which technique was used for this teacosy? You've forgotten?
Yeah.
Block on block. So that's okay.
Yeah.
You've taken in a lot. It's been fantastic. So have a closer look at that. Now, the other thing that we created was some serendipity cloth. If you remember when we were cleaning our sponges and our blocks, we had paint that would have otherwise gone down the sink, and we wiped them onto some white fabric. Now we've actually ironed these up so they're heat fixed. They will stay permanent, and something that we just knocked up in no time at all was a peg bag. So you can see this peg bag, always very useful, made from some serendipity cloth, and the back has been left plain with no block printing at all, and we've just used a single row at the front, and that really, really works well, doesn't it?
I really like this bag. What technique did you use in this one?
Well, I think if you look closely, it's a little bit of freestyle, and it's something that you said, Fauzi, you enjoyed the freestyle, and freestyle just does lend itself to when you're using little pieces, so that you actually don't lose the design. But that works really very well, doesn't it? Now, when you're making your bags or your teacosies or anything else that you want to make, remember that nothing goes in the bin. What we like to do is when there's all the little pieces left, we patch them together, and as you can see at the back, each individual piece has been sewn in a straight line, and you do actually end up creating some really lovely new fabrics, because again, this piece of fabric doesn't exist anywhere in the world, does it? It's a one-off and it's special. And from these wonderful patched pieces of really scraps, we call it sort of the scrapyard, is you then can create things like this a kind of crazy patchwork tea cozy. And also we've got the CD cover here. Have a look at that to see if you can work out all the pieces. And something that I particularly love is this photo album. There's some African faces printed on the front here with some leftover pieces of a project that we did. And then you can see there's some lovely coloured pages inside. So that is a really particular special one for me. Also, of course, you can do lots of placemats. Placemats work beautifully. And of course, ironing all the strips, sticking them with bondaweb as usual, and creating that into another new surface. So the list goes on. You can create some more art journals. If you remember, this is going to be a book cover that's been created with lots of strips that were left over. And one of my favourite things, I have to say, when they really are the tiniest weeny bits left, you can have some really lovely patchwork hearts. Have a look at those. They really work beautifully. Well, we've shown you a whole range of different activities that you can do with your block printing. And I think the one thing that's very important to remember is actually age is totally irrelevant. It doesn't matter what age you are, everybody can do block printing. And if you follow some of the rules of the pattern theory that we've looked at today, every piece of your fabric is going to be a great success. So I'd like to thank my guests for coming to join me today. And I'd like to encourage you to be inspired to do some block printing of your own and have some fun. You never imagined you could create so many beautiful designs from one single block, did you? Well, if you'd like to learn more about block printing, please visit our website on www.colouricious.com.